Chelsea at the minute are preferring to kind of spread their goals around the team. So on 4 goals scored, they've got Enzo Fernandez, Pedro Neto, João Pedro. I think Moises Caicedo's on 3.
Yeah.
But they don't have a kind of 40 goal a season Erling Haaland machine striker. And say what you want about Liam Delap, maybe he'll develop into that kind of player. We don't know that yet. He could, but Chelsea's main source of goals in the past few seasons has been Cole Palmer. And I think personally that kind of dependence on Cole Palmer, I spoke to Pochettino a few seasons ago and he called them Cole Palmer FC. That was Chelsea's nickname, and that's very much what they have been in recent seasons. It's been Cole Palmer on form or nothing.
Yeah.
And I think now the team is starting to develop into more of that, a team. And they're not so reliant on Palmer. And I think when he comes back, that's going to be a real boost for him.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we're not as reliant on Palmer. In a weird way, it was frustrating last year because he started so well and then he sort of dropped off.
Yeah.
And you kind of knew why. And it was Maresca for me. He was very open about it. It's not the first time Maresca said, I don't want one player to do all of the work for the whole team. Everyone needs to share the burden. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you've got players that are good enough to do it. Now, I think last season, to be quite frank, I don't think we had enough players to be able to carry that weight. First of all, I think we've improved. Second of all, we've gained confidence.
Yeah.
And we've signed players that I think are integrating more now and better than they would have if we'd signed them 2-3 years ago. Take Madueke as an example.
Yeah.
Like, you've got Gittins in. That's a good comparison. Gittins getting an assist against Burnley. His GA in a small amount of games is actually quite impressive.
And Garnacho as well.
I'm a fan of Garnacho. I don't think he's a bad signing. Obviously, he didn't play against Burnley, but what we've seen now is the start of a genuine spine. We've got the midfield spine there with Caicedo and Fernandez. Palmer when he's fit, hopefully Esteval. I would consider Pedro Neto to be a huge part of our spine. The fullbacks are set. Centre-backs, difficult, although I give them credit, Tosin and Chalobah, they haven't been brilliant this season, but it was another clean sheet, however you want to put it. Yeah. And even Sanchez. Yeah. We're not complaining about Sanchez.
No, we all of a sudden, we love Bob Sanchez and goal, apart from him booting the ball into the back of Enzo's head. That was almost like Sanchez has been brilliant. He's kept 3 clean sheets, but hang on, he's still Rob Sanchez. Don't you worry about that.
I feel like we've seen a lot worse, though. Like, maybe the bar is just really low, but I haven't complained about him for months.
No,
this is a great
I think
place.
Since the Club World Cup, it's been incredible. I think he's been great. He does still have the odd moment, but even his distribution, there was a time, I'd say pre-Club World Cup and probably around the start of the season, where he'd get the ball, it'd be passed back to him and you'd still kind of got that, your chest almost tightens when he gets the ball. And now, even, it was against Burnley actually. I think for the second goal, him and Gusto are kind of playing it around the back, and I think it's this. So Gusto plays it back to Sanchez, and then Gusto moves out to the right back role, and Sanchez plays it back into him, and it's like this close. But I still didn't have the feeling of, Sanchez. I just feel much more calm with him now. I feel safe with Sanchez in goal.
He doesn't take stupid risks as much as he used to. If he did it 6 times in a game, now it's 2 or 3 times. Yeah. You're on your toes a little bit, but maybe that's credit to Maresca. Last season he was incessant on playing out from the back. Yeah. I despised it, to be honest with you. And this year I feel like we've got a bit more flexibility. It's like, we want you to play out, but if you have to go long, go long. And that's also like common sense. As a goalkeeper, you should just know. And that's where I guess I don't really know who deserves more credit, because if it is the manager simply giving an instruction and Sanchez is carrying it out, great. But maybe it's a case of Sanchez just pulling his socks up and saying, listen, I've got to take more responsibility. Yeah. And, less mistakes is going to be better for the whole team.
Yeah. So, very safe at the back. The attack is starting to gel. Like you said, I think that spine of the team is really starting to come together, and the goals being spread out. I'm inclined to agree with Maresca. And I do think you said, talking about Palmer, that Maresca was kind of the issue last season with Palmer. I think the problem with Palmer last season, when he went through that dry spell, was that there was so much pressure on him, and I almost felt, again, I seem to have a bit of a habit on this show of like putting myself as a Sunday League player in these professional players' boots. But I've had it where when I'm playing football, sometimes I'll get a bit in my own head about kind of like, I need to score this chance. I need to score this because the team is counting on me. Team's depending on me. And I almost resonated with Palmer a bit of like, he had all this pressure of he has to step up and he has to score. Then when you get in front of goal, you overthink it. And the beauty of Cole Palmer was that everything was so effortless. It was so natural. It was the cold celebration. It signified how he plays football. And I think that when he comes back, Chelsea will have that kind of aura about them where it's not all about Cole Palmer, and that will get the best out of Palmer and lead them to challenge Arsenal for the title. That might be a big statement, but second place, I think Chelsea can do it. I think Chelsea they're in a title challenge, whether people want to admit it or not, especially if they go on Sunday and get a win against Arsenal. 3 points behind them. We know what Arsenal were like in January. Chelsea have got tough fixtures, but I think Chelsea can go and challenge for the title.
Do you know what I always say? Title race, that's a good way of putting it, because you can be in the race, you just might not be winning the race, you know. But that's my thing. Is like, I think we're definitely in the race. We're in the conversation. I saw a thing the other day from Sky. It was about the big three. Hang on a second.
Liverpool in 11th.
What's going on there? We're literally second, aren't we, at the moment? You said 6 points behind Arsenal as it stands. And we're not even in the conversation. But maybe that's what you want. Because if you look at last season, everyone was talking about us.
You remember that, Mourinho, the little horse?
I mean, I don't know why people aren't giving us more respect. We have arguably the best midfield on paper that you can have in terms of depth.